narcissist and how consistently she treated us bad, she has to be a narcissist because there was never a good moment where my mom treated us good. There was never a good memory. She can't pull up any photos, any receipts, anything. There was a lot of times we didn't have Christmas, we didn't have birthdays, but she got 3-4 cars in the garage. She got all the new phones that's coming out. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna complain about how we had it, but I'm not gonna let her tell a lie about how we had it. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly. And that's why I think it's fair that, you know, you have a voice and you have the opportunity to share your opinion on all this as well, right?
Right.
We do have another question from Follow the Truth. It says your stepsister recently went live talking about how your mom has been trying to divide the family. What are your thoughts on this?
So my mom is a narcissist, and what I'm learning that they do is that they need all the attention. So they can't have anybody else cohabitating together outside of the admiration they have for her. You get what I'm saying? So that's the same thing she does with our relationships. That's why she doesn't want, or she won't let us have healthy relationships with our spouses, is because she wants us to be focused on her. So this sick individual now, because like I said, I cheated on my wife a long time ago. The stuff me and my wife started fighting about recently was always my mom going on live, and my ex-wife at the time is a teacher. So all her students are coming back to her like, Carlissa said you a big back body bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or Carlissa said this. So her students are just consistently coming at her, or even her peers, because, you know, she has a large following. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine how it feels to, because everything I got going on could be in-house, but can you imagine how it feels for the world to know your business because she's using our personal business for content?
It would definitely be tough. I mean, you know, sometimes when we do interviews here and the comments, or even when I release something, I can feel some pressure. So I can only imagine you guys being in front of the camera, or having to have someone in front of the camera always talking about, you know, situations and so on. So yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I would imagine
it's for content, and it's using our lives and sabotaging our lives and destroying our lives so she can be famous. You know, she was on live talking about I should sell some ass. Like, that's not funny. Like, that's hurtful as fuck to see me sleeping on the floor and she's like, well, you better go sell some ass. Like, that's what I say. She's not a mother to me. Like, she didn't try to love me. I laid on that floor by myself with God and nobody else. You get what I'm saying? I was nobody's baby that day. I was on the floor as a grown man by myself, having to fight the will to not give up in life. And then she's on there talking about you should sell some ass. Like, the only thing I can think is that God is trying to make me a better, because that shit hurts my feelings. It really honestly does, to know this is my creator. This is the other half of my creator, a person who's supposed to, the only other person who I could hold accountable for loving me. Your mother and your father are the only two people that you could say, hey, out of everybody else, you should love me. And to never receive that love from her, I think it was psychologically damaged me, my brother, and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Because can you imagine what it's like to live a life as a baby to adulthood and never receive love from your mother because she has a psychological disorder called narcissism and she will not get it checked? You get what I'm saying? Anybody who tries to correct her, she beats them up. Like, you can ask. Go ahead.
Is this something that you and your brother and your sister, you know, have discussed in the past, or is this something that you just...
She created division on purpose with all three of us. I caught her telling lies to my brother just to try to separate us. And I let her separate us because I don't really like to be in my brother's lifestyle. I just thought it would make him want to keep me away from his lifestyle, but it ended up separating us all together. You know what I'm saying? Like, she created a wedge between all three of us because if we're three talking, then we're not focusing on her. And for her, that's a problem.
I hear that. We do have another question here from Ms. VP 1079. With all the industry mess going on, are you worried about Callie being around Lemmy? And if so, do you think this is Carlissa's doing? I'm not sure what she means by that, but
at this point, with my mom and my sister teaming up to do serious harm, I believe they had something to do with the serious harm that recently came to my brother. Just how they was acting and how they was moving and how they was trying to point fingers at Wack, even though I didn't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a text message there's a message between me and my sister on my page right now where I'm asking her, like, hey, bro, these people in these DMs, the fans are telling me some crazy stuff, like, about, you know, you might have had something to do with X, Y, and Z. And she texts me back like, oh no, mommy said Wack, da da da. So this is ideas that they're putting in my head because they're trying to point fingers, I think because they panicking or I don't know what. But this is what they telling me. You get what I'm saying? So I love my sister. I'm always gonna love my sister. But what she got herself into is what she got herself into. You know what I'm saying? So that's on her. You know what I'm saying? She was Like that's on her. You know, I love her, but that's on her.
All right.
Next question.
So yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up a bit soon, but I just want to know, did you have any other final thoughts? And if you want, we could take a couple more questions.
Yeah, so I'm moving forward, starting my company. I want everybody to know, everybody laugh because they think I'm, you know, because of how I talk. But I actually, I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of dreams and goals, and one of them is a promotional company I have where I help promote and educate new businesses and new business owners. We have a small networking group. We have a forum, and we're working on our first event. It's a funny story, but one of my brothers, I don't know if she's a fan, but she's somebody who hit me up on Instagram about a year or two ago, and I call this my spiritual mom because she's been a motherly figure to me since I got out. Like what I'm going through right now, it's like her advice is to pray. You know, her advice is to turn to God. You know what I'm saying? To read my Bible, not to sell my ass. But she recently wanted to do a daycare and she was going to do it, and then her husband passed away. So I'm trying to help her start her daycare, and because, like I said, this is what I do. So she's going to be my first client. I'm going to be trying to help her start her daycare. She's a black woman. It's a black-owned business. So that's what I got working on coming up. I'm also starting to work with other businesses and other artists. I have a job at night that I'm going to use to try to keep paying my rent. And I'm going to try to promote my story. I want to try to help other kids who might be going through what I'm going through, who have nowhere to turn to, because for a long time I had nowhere to turn to. I had to wait until I was 30 and, you know, I could read different books and educate myself. But as a 15-year-old boy with no support, I had no idea how to deal with the world. And I made a lot of bad choices. So I feel like with a good mentor and with some good leadership, I could have been a better person. I could have been a different person. So I want to be that for anybody else going through something. Any young kid growing up in a rough environment who can't understand why he's going through what he's going through, to help him avoid the peer pressure and still be a better person.
So taking advantage of somebody, knowing that they in a mental situation is unequivocal. That is just that ain't even the right word. That's just disrespectful. They keep interviewing him because it's making their page go up. The interview is not even about me anymore. They don't even care that, okay, I'm a worst mom in the world. I left him somewhere. I didn't go visit him in prison, but yet we got a million fucking prison pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about me anymore. It's about, oh, we get to, like, you know, show people his dysfunction right now and let the world see mental health up front from, you know, our lens, up close and personal. It's not even about me anymore. That's not about me. That's them wanting to, like, use him, you know, in the most diabolical way. Y'all saw as soon as my son lost it, that page could not wait to get off to go and post it. Literally damn near hung up on him like, thanks, we got what we needed for the day. That's not okay. Yes, ended it as soon as he came, tried to calm himself down from whatever he was, you know, going through. As soon as they got him in a position where they could use that and go post that and get views off of that, that's insane. That's not okay. I will never do an interview for them, with them. I will never unblock them. Taking advantage of him like that is just diabolical. And if you was on that live, you saw what they was in search for. They want to get, this is one of the reasons why I don't really want to do podcasts, because they're in such search of something to post that people will be like in shock of. You know what I'm saying? They're in such hope to get something good that they don't care about, like, oh, okay, once he probably gets himself together and gets some mental help and gets some medicine or whatever the case may be. I don't know what the case may be. I'm just saying. And then he goes back and looks at how they used him. He's going to be very upset at how they used him at a time like that, because I would be. I'm gonna tell you the honest to God's truth. I think everybody else in the circle, in the circus, is fair game, because everybody else is operating at a different mental standpoint. We all kind of know, okay, I'm fucking with you, you fucking with me, it's this. Dre has literally turned anger against every single person that he's known. It started with me in this fucking car. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. But every single person, from me to my husband, to my daughter, to my son, to his wife, now to my nephew.
So Carlissa responded to her son Dre, speaking on how it was growing up and how she was never really there. She was a narcissist. He never truly got any love from his mother. And she tried to separate the kids to go against each other. And notice when Carlissa was speaking, she didn't address any of his claims. She ain't say, I'm not a narcissist. I was there. I did the best I could. Like, he was on Instagram Live for like a long ass time. He was doing an interview with whoever he was talking to, and he was just saying how growing up, they didn't really have the newest clothes or shoes or stuff like that. But Carlissa always had the newest phone, nice cars, looking all good. So basically what I'm taking from it is Carlissa was the parent that always looked at her best while the kids was outside looking bummy and with dirty clothes. I could be wrong, but based on what Dre's saying, that's how she was. She always had to chase behind whoever she felt like had money, leaving the kids in the house making peanut butter, jelly sandwiches, noodles, bullshit food so she can go get niggas. And it could be true. I don't know. I know she got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, so I don't know. But based on what Dre's saying, it's making a lot of sense of how, like, the way he grew up, he ain't never had no love, so he probably was in the streets looking for love. Found it in the wrong places, ended up getting locked up. Blueface probably the same way. He was looking for some love. He was hanging out with the Crips, became a Crip, and then he on this dumb shit. I'm not sure what the daughter be on because she don't really speak. That's the thing I can respect about the daughter. She keep her shit to herself. She probably talk to whoever she talked to in real life, but on the internet, she don't really speak as much as Drake and how Blueface did, man. But Carlissa, she ain't addressed none of the shit he said. Which I think about this will be almost.